Now to our top stories. New details today about the case of the little boy's body found in a suitcase in rural Washington County, Indiana. Indiana State Police announcing Cairo Jordan was the boy found back in April. In a news conference earlier this morning, ISP detailed how they identified the boy in the suitcase and, more importantly, the main suspects in the case, including his mother. On April 16th of this year, a mushroom hunter came across this suitcase on an isolated road in Washington County, Indiana. When officers responded, they found a young black child inside with no visible cause of death. For months, there were no witnesses or family members who came forward to claim the boy, and no matches to any missing children. Police took in thousands of tips, but they led to nothing. Then, finally, a match with the fingerprints on trash bags found inside the suitcase, leading police to two suspects. Today, that break in the case, ISP identifying two women, one of whom is in custody, the other is still on the run. Tom Lally joins us from Salem this evening. Tom.
Grace, I want to put this little boy's death into perspective with what it meant here in the community. And I want to show you his grave. It is surrounded by flowers and toys. These weren't left behind after we learned this boy's name. They were when he was laid to rest just a short while ago here by the community. This headstone partially funded by Salem itself, the town. And it reads, "A beloved little boy known but to God." And Jeff Meredith, the man who found that boy not too long ago, just 6 months ago, said he was fearful that he would go the rest of his life without ever knowing this boy's name. But he said he believed in a promise made to him by Indiana State Police.
I'll never forget that words that state trooper told me. There's not going to be a moment lost that we won't be looking and trying to help this little feller. And he promised me, and he came through, that he would find who done this.
At this time, we can also identify, identify the young man that was found in the suitcase. He was Cairo Jordan.
Cairo Jordan? Man, that sounds so good. Cairo Jordan.
The boy Jeff found dead and in a suitcase just off this road, where a small white flag still marks the spot. Of course, today's news only bittersweet. The woman facing murder charges still at large.
Dewan Ludi Anderson, 37, of Atlanta, Georgia, who is the mother of the deceased child.
The probable cause affidavit shows Anderson sent Facebook messages claiming her son was a demon who tried to harm her. She wrote to an Indiana pastor saying she believed he was actually 100 years old and she used blood for some kind of exorcism. In reality, he was a defenseless 5-year-old boy who an entire community rallied around, and Indiana State Police were able to identify.
It feels like the weight of the world went off my shoulder, because I got his name now. I did not want to go out of this world without knowing that little boy's name. Because when I first saw that little feller's face, it was like he was screaming help to me. The only help I know to do is to call 911. And that's what I did.
And it worked.
Yeah. Thank God for the Indiana State Troopers.
And you can see on the headstone there's enough space to put Cairo's full name, Cairo Jordan, which we now know. And I actually talked with the cemetery. They say it'll be there as soon as possible. Live in Salem, Tom Lally, WHAS 11, on your side.